can still picture Ariana's face and where she sat in the classroom. This young Latina undergraduate was the kind of student who brings out the best in a teacher: bright-eyed, eager to learn, intelligent, and inquiring. I was glad then when she joined a ministry I was part of, and I had the opportunity to get to know her better as we labored side by side. I thought very highly of Ariana, both as a developing Christian leader and as an emerging academic. I hoped I was interacting with her in a way that helped her develop into the person God had created her to be. I wanted to see Ariana flourish in her calling. Ariana graduated from my institution and headed across the country to a prestigious graduate program. I was so proud of her. The administration of our school was proud too. I heard our dean say on more than one occasion, "Our graduates are accepted into such and such a school." Her hard work and gifts brought luster to our community. While Ariana was in graduate school, she became involved with other people of color at the institution. I listened from a distance as she articulated a sense of her distinctive racial, ethnic, cultural identity. She used her gifts as an orator to advocate for equity and inclusion. I saw Ariana's flame burn brightly, and I rejoiced. I continued to follow Ariana's development over the subsequent years. She finished her master's and then went on to pursue a PhD at yet another prestigious institution. She took up a position at a well-known organization. I continued to feel delighted at her academic and professional development. Here was the bright, dynamic, passionate young woman maturing into a bright, dynamic, passionate professional woman. During this time, I encountered a piece of spoken word poetry Ariana had posted online. In this piece, she reflected on her life and her experiences as a woman of color. Although she didn't name names, Ariana's description of our shared context was clear. She talked about the racial and gender hierarchy that demonstrated preference for the white male students. She lamented the power religious indoctrination had in teaching her to hate ethnic identity. She concluded her reflection on her experience in our shared space by saying, "I got broken there." My intention had been to help Ariana develop into the person God had called her to be. Ariana's spoken word piece told me she experienced me, along with my colleagues, as diminishing and denigrating her identity and her sense of calling. Watching this spoken word poem for the first time broke my heart. As I look back on this experience, I find my reaction instructive. I felt wounded because I thought so highly of Ariana and celebrated her every accomplishment. I assumed her experience of me would reflect my intentions toward her. My hurt, at least initially, was less about realizing the ways in which my colleagues and I had collectively facilitated a wounding context, and more about my personal sense of offense. It took time for me to process the shift in perspective provoked by a new understanding of Ariana's experience. Sometime after watching her spoken word piece, I sat on an airplane on the way back from a leadership conference reading Michael Emerson and Christian Smith's seminal book, Divided by Faith. As they unfolded for me the difference in perspectives between white and black evangelical Christians around issues of race, I saw myself with new eyes. I realized that I had adopted and practiced well-intentioned, white, evangelical, individualistic views of race and class. In the voices of the white Christians in the book, I heard my own voice with new clarity. The Holy Spirit used Emerson and Smith to speak deep, deep conviction in my soul. I sat in my seat at 35,000 feet with tears streaming down my face. I thought of Ariana.